Have you ever had a negative emotional reaction to something that runs so deep that anytime you hear or see something similar, you're brought right back to that same place? Imagine no longer running from your stories, the pain now transformed into wisdom. Imagine loving and forgiving yourself, having thawed your own cocoon. Imagine deeply trusting yourself and your connection with spirit, knowing that you're never truly alone. By doing these three things, I came to a fundamentally different understanding of how to spend my time while I'm here on this planet. I came to the understanding that by illuminating the negative charges of our past, we can create an equally positive charge in our present. You have the power to carry you through each day. As a young teenager, one of my chores was making ice cubes. The trays filled from yesterday as the cubes for today, and then refilling the trays for tomorrow. Ice cubes was something we kids rarely got to enjoy because there always had to be enough for the adults. This was a chore I came to hate, ice cubes representing so much more than frozen water. Making ice cubes so often meant that the rest of the day would be lost. Lost to cocktails, meaningless dinner conversation, and then quiet in front of the TV. We were a good WASP family with the unspoken rule of, we don't talk about these things. So often the evening's conversation was limited to what was on TV. By the tender age of 13, I had started to look at and realize what my life already consisted of. 4 years of sexual abuse by 2 different men, and my life threatened if I told anyone. For those of us who grew up around alcoholics, feeling alone is often the norm. We all want to feel a part of something, to feel heard and to feel loved. Connection is a basic human need. We'll seek out places that will provide these things for us, even if it's the neighborhood bar, because at least there we're not reminded of how silent or lonely we may feel. A place I often found myself. My life began to change the moment I made the decision that living the way I had for so many years was no longer acceptable. I had started to work with a coach, and I remember that first call when she asked the innocent question, "How do you want to feel?" I was stunned when I realized that I couldn't answer that question for myself, and this stirred something deep within me. I realized I had been as frozen as those ice cubes I made as a teenager. It didn't matter that I was a senior director on Wall Street and I lived in a nice house in a nice town. I was walking through the motions of my own life. It was time for me to thaw. First, I allowed myself to breathe. I looked at and got rid of the things that I was doing to fill up my days that kept me from paying attention. I stopped running. I sat and allowed myself to feel. I began to see every day as a beautiful gift and not something to be powered through or avoided. I turned around to face the shadows that I had run from for so many years. I began to see the gifts that were there for me all along. Second, I found balance. I stopped looking for the things outside of myself to make me feel good. I began to look within. I was gentle with myself, reminding myself that each day is a new day to begin again. I reminded myself that I did not get here overnight. Unraveling and unwinding this legacy I had created for myself was not going to happen overnight either. I continue to be a work in progress, and as I stumble along the way, I can pick myself up and dust myself off and take a new step forward. I came to the understanding that acceptance does not mean agreement. Acceptance gave me a great deal of peace. Acceptance allowed me to let go. Third, I cut the energetic cords to the things that no longer served me. The people, the situations, the stories. I walked away from the drama. I reclaimed that power that I had given away for so many years. I set myself free and became loyal to my own heart. Imagine having transformed the negative reaction and now quickly understanding when someone or something is trying to pull you back, because they will try to pull you back. Imagine reclaiming your power because your stories and your legacy no longer define you. Imagine being at peace with yourself, thanking everyone and everything that has happened in your life to bring you to this very day. Shifting the power of an ice cube so that an ice cube is now just an ice cube. Thank you.